Okay, so welcome to the Martian Logic podcast, ladies. We've got Alicia and Annabelle. Would you like to, Alicia, to introduce yourself, what you do at Martian Logic?
Yeah, so I'm Alicia and I'm a marketing coordinator here at Martian Logic. And yeah, that's what I do, marketing
Excellent.
coordination.
No worries. Annabelle?
Well, I'm a new recruit at Martian Logic, so I've been recruited into the sales department. Just starting off, this was my first week. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome aboard.
Yeah, thank
Cheers.
you.
And
Cheers,
thank you
guys.
for helping out with the induction program, which is why we're here. Induction and training and making sure that you do the best as a company that you can for people to succeed is a big topic, very big topic. It has been and it is and it will be always. Because I guess HR is all about people succeeding, bringing the best that you can. When I say best, it's about a match. There's no good or bad when it comes to people, but in terms of the best match for the various teams, when you're helping and supporting those teams as an HR professional, you want to bring the best match possible for that team, but also you want to make sure they stay. And they don't stay if they don't succeed. So that induction, that landing pad, so to speak, onto that platform, onto that in the company, is really important. As a matter of fact, there are statistics, something like 30% or 50% of people that quit, they quit because of bad induction, and they quit within 3 to 6 months. Yeah,
I can attest to it. Yeah.
Here you go. And so we're new to this as being originally a startup and now in a growth phase, clearly company. We're still learning about all this. As a startup, you don't have resources normally to do stuff like that. It's a bit of a luxury, it's perceived to be. But we've matured a lot and we have become better at that. So we want to talk about what we've done with Annabelle this week and what we might have learned we could have done better and we will be doing better for the next person. So you've been a guinea pig. I'm sorry to tell you that.
I realised the first day. No, I'm joking.
That's great. So what do you think, Alicia? Do you want to kick it off? What do you think we did well and maybe not great? And then we can go over those points together.
Yeah, look, I think we did some things much better than we have in the past. I think we really focused heavily on making someone confident with our platform and with our software, which is kind of a beast when you think about it. There's so much you can do and there's so many small little iterations of it within there that you can make into the platform, and it's important that you kind of have a general understanding of all of that before you can feel confident in whatever position you're doing here. And I think we really saw that in our training program and focused heavily on that. And we also, I think we did well to focus on showing the connection between all of our departments. All of our departments are so interconnected, and I thought it's just so important that new employees like Annabelle get to see just how connected and how intertwined they all are. And I think we did a good job at showing that by introducing her to everyone.
You really did. It stood out. It definitely stood out as something in the induction. That was an amazing step of it. Seriously, that was a really great method of.
I'm really glad you said that. Guess what? I'm pushing this envelope even further. This particular envelope, this particular point. What I'm doing, and that's not just for Annabelle, for all the sales team. I'm organising next week on Friday for the sales team to come in, clearly including yourself. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing the developers. I want the developers to meet with the sales team. I had an hour chat with the sales team, and probably 80% of the conversation was about the whole dependency. I used a small example. I said, imagine you're growing as a company, and the company is all about building this product and marketing the product and selling the product and supporting the product. Great. So the developers are overwhelmed, and because the sales team saying we would like this feature and we would like this feature to be able to sell it and make more money and stuff. The sales teams, the dev team says we would like more help. We need more people. It's see the dependency there. If you don't sell, we can't hire more people. We can make the product better. We can't sell more. It's just infinitely in an infinite cycle of dependency. I want Hal to talk to the salespeople. He is the god in our company, the most genuine, amazing guy. I want Hal to say to them how hard they work, And, you know, they don't complain. They love creating things. They are amazing people, yeah? But they want support. They want to see it growing faster. They want to see all these features that we want to do being done, and how this is really dependent on the sales. But, you know, as I said, it is a two-way thing, because we're acutely aware you can't sell just like that. It's not magic. The product and the support around the product has to be great. So really, it's all, I'm not making any particular person being responsible for anything. We're saying we're all responsible for it together.
It is that cycle that we've talked about a lot in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. So you're going to be meeting the developers, not just
I'm
Tristan.
excited to.
Yeah, on Friday.
Well, Tristan's great. Like, he's a great person to have a conversation with. He can hold a conversation about many different things.
Yes.
So I'm actually quite excited to meet the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Especially if they work so closely together, I imagine.
Yeah, dude. They are like this. They amazing trust between them and respect.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Honestly, the whole induction process has been really, really great in that respect. And also just learning the foundation of what you will be talking about, so that you have confidence in what you're saying, so that you have confidence in the quality of what you're presenting. That has been something that has also stood out. Instead of just being like, look, here you go, here's a script. Here's what we want you to say. Here's what we want you to do. It's like, no, okay, we want you to trust that what you're doing is actually meaningful, and what you are selling is quality, and that what you are presenting these people is going to be beneficial.
Yeah, 100%. Very well said. In terms of something else we could be doing, anything comes to mind, what else we should be doing for the next person?
Look, in all honesty, I think learning the demos, even though for the first few days it was just learning the processes of them, I would jump in one day before, because even though it's more, there's more pressure to jump in earlier, I've benefited so much more from that pressure of like having to learn how to do the demos, having to say it, because that's a whole different way of learning. So it's one thing to tell someone to have a computer in front of them and be like, do the process, because I could. Eyes closed now. You guys have done such a good job on showing me how to actually perform the processes, go over the modules, go through the system. That's great. Speaking it, that is a whole different way of learning it, because, and honestly, that extra day, even though that would add a little bit more pressure to that first week, it would be beneficial.
So let me just understand. Thank you so much for the feedback.
No.
What you're saying, if for the next person, you recommend from day one to start to practice doing these things?
I do day two. Day one was definitely so great to come in on that comfort. You're also learning those personal connections. You're seeing who you can have a conversation with. You're kind of getting to know where you're going to stand. That's really great. That's always comfortable, especially for a first day. But then that second day, just being like in the afternoon, like, okay, what we actually want to do is try talk it back to me. So I've explained it to you. You can do it if you like, if obviously like something for the org chart, like just for that second day being like, explain the org chart to me. Because that, it's the easiest one for it. Well, it was for me.
Was your
and
easiest
it was
one,
just, obviously everyone might be different. Their styles of learning might be different, but that org chart, just explaining them, going through the process, and then the next morning being like, okay, first thing we're going to do this morning is refresh your mind, try and tell me the demo, because it sinks in, because that aspect of the pressure as well, you want to perform well, you want to say it well, you want to know those keywords, and the more that I said it, the more I explained it to Alicia, the more I was able to be comfortable with actually the idea of talking to a client.
And a big idea is you can't say that you know something really well until you can teach it to someone else.
Exactly.
Wisdom.
Yeah, no, it's great. That's the only thing that I would find a little bit more beneficial. Like the only thing,
Thank you very much.
No,
Thank you very much. Awesome
thank you
feedback.
guys. Like this was great. Great. It was. It's really awesome to know that I was able to learn. Also, learning software in a whole first week. That's great. Like I didn't sign up for a role to do that, but to be able to bring that skill with me now and to be able to teach it to somebody else, that makes me feel really good about myself. It makes me feel like I've done something, accomplished something, and not just gone into a boxed-in role. It's constantly developing your skills. It's great.
Eddie, what do you think about all this? I agree. Done. Okay. The smart person in the room says good. That means it's good. All right. Very good. That's really excellent. Eddie,